Right. So let me finish my point real quick. So to make a long story short, so again, I'm saying this is the most I've been watching. I've been finding some interesting things, just sitting back and listening to some unbiased shows with regarding everything that's going on. And there's a particular show that I saw today who's a guy who's been a 25-year Browns fan, and he shared something that I did not know that I found very interesting is that the offensive scheme that Stefanski runs in Cleveland is very similar in terminology and formation to the same offense Shedeur ran in Colorado.
Mm.
That's very interesting. And so because Shedeur made a statement that the game it slowed down to him just in 3 days because of the terminology and the formations is very similar. And also remember, um, Pat Schumer was also a head coach for the Cleveland Browns, and also Stefanski and him have a great relationship. So I find it kind of odd, though. I think that Cleveland kind of got in this situation because Dillon Gabriel he kind of fits the style of the quarterbacks the past 2 to 3 years that's been taken in the draft. So
Hmm.
I think that Cleveland, let me say this, and again, this is my thought, so don't nobody shoot me. I think that Cleveland took Dillon Gabriel because of the copycat league, but also at the same time took Shedeur later on, which Shedeur should have went. And we all know this within the first 2 rounds. For whatever that is, we can just continue to hope that all the information comes out about it. Which later on, Tiger, I want to talk about this whole playbook thing with the Giants, and that'll be kind of later. But I think they put themselves in a position to have the copycat style, but then also at the same time, you run the same offense similar to Colorado. So
Hmm.
why, even though you got both quarterbacks, my question is, why just don't take Shedeur and get, if you want to go with a running quarterback, you can get one on free agency or whatever you're trying to do. It's a lot of confusion that's going on with this, and I think the owner had a lot to do with it. I think Stefanski was on the fence about it. I think the GM didn't want Shedeur. That's just my whole thought. I think the GM wanted to follow the copycat league, and that I rest on it. I open let you brothers go.
Now, I say that I'm with you on that. I feel like it was something going on, so Cleveland had to play along with whatever was going on. But I think it was some kind of word out like, look, Cleveland has the rights to should do because they wanted to get him first, so nobody else can pick him past this round. So I think
Yeah,
that's why Cleveland they traded back up to get the pick that they wanted. Um,
right.
how did you feel about Dylan Gables? Like as of right now, how do you feel about him?
Um, Trying to tune out all the commentary. I said to the panel about maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I said the amount of pressure that is on him already before they even reported to Ricky Minicamp. The pressure of Shedeur on your neck. Listen, a quarterback or a player or athlete knows, regardless of whatever draft pick,
They
you
know the
know
facts.
when somebody is better than you. At the end of the day, you know. And I think the pressure of them getting Shedeur, I think Dylan Gabriel thought that, okay, I'm going to come into this thing and I'm going to work my way up. I know he's already looked at the quarterback room. Okay, I can run faster than Flacco. Flacco got, of course, he got the senior on me because he got the experience. I'm not worried about Kenny Pickett. And boom, Deshaun is hurt. I could work my way up in this thing. Okay. So I said, who's it? Oh, okay. That was LG talk. Okay. So I think Gabriel had the mindset, man, shoot, I'm good. When they drafted Shedeur, wherever he was, he already knew, man, this dude better than me. He's a better passer than me. And not only that, bro, listen, let me tell you something. Everybody in the nation looked at the beating that boy took, and he still stood in the pocket looking down the barrel of the gun and delivered a strike. Bro, you cannot teach that.
Like Ali.
That gotta be in you, bro.
Like Ali with George Foreman. He stood in the paint, took them
That's
licks,
right.
and stood in there. Yes, sir. Now, LG, I'm gonna give you some pushback. I think when Shedeur was at Jackson, they used the tight end heavy. I think they wanted to use the tight end the same way at Colorado. The tight end they brought in out the portal, something happened, it didn't pan out, he left. Mikey was not the guy. Mikey was a wide receiver playing tight end. He wasn't the guy. Then we brought the other guy in from Cincinnati, and he ended up jumping in the portal, leaving, going to Arizona State. So I believe Colorado wanted to use their tight ends. And even this last year, they threw to their tight end first round talent kind of guys that could out produce those wide receivers.
My man said that he felt like they got Gabriel because of the copycat style of the NFL. But if you know you was gonna pick, if you know you was gonna get Shedeur at a later round or whatever the case, I mean, if there's no collusion, I think there was some collusion going on.
Big bro, I don't think they knew they were gonna be. I don't think they knew they were gonna get Shedeur. That's just my thing. To answer your question, I think they were going with Gabriel, and I think they felt by some time that Shedeur gonna be gone, just like all of us did.
But why you didn't get him the first or second round?
See, that's the question that we all trying to figure out. Everybody trying to figure that out.
And then you turn around and get him in the fifth round, and my man done lost $40 million.
Well, now we can get him for cheap. But guess what? Now think about this. So they're paying Deshaun Watson. What was his deal, like 230 million or something like that?
250 million.
Okay.
240.
So think about this mathematically. You get Shedeur in the fifth round for pennies on the dollar. Shedeur pans out to become that the guy that we all know that he is.
Franchise quarterback.
Say that again.
The franchise quarterback.
Franchise quarterback. By the time it's time to pay him within 3 or 4 years, Deshaun Watson gonna be gone. His contract gonna be up. You see what I'm saying? So, and then it's supposedly Roger Goodell been in Cleveland this week. They're supposed to be getting a new stadium, a dome, or something like that they talking to the city about building. So by the time you get that, by the time Shedeur turn around and he gets ready to get signed to that because if you didn't have to pay earlier, but you're gonna have to pay later.
Oh yeah. You're gonna have to pay him later now. If he paying out. If he pans out,
you're gonna have to pay later. But it's better to pay later and get Deshaun off the books because ain't nobody gonna take Deshaun right now. Period. There's nobody gonna take that deal unless he restructure his deal and he gonna give back $100 million.
Well, in my mind, Deshaun Watson need to go into the pasture now. He stay hurt. He hadn't panned out since he left Houston. I mean, you can't keep sitting on the bench for 2-3 years and then come back and get back to your old form. That ain't gonna never happen.
Yeah, this was the year he was going to try to turn it around and show everybody he was deserving. But once he got hurt again, now the writing's on the wall. Let me just sit down and I got this guaranteed contract. So let me just start thinking about what I'm gonna do after football. But I'm not finna sign with another team because this is guaranteed money. He gonna ride this contract out.